Welcome to Fearless Friday, your day to reclaim your weekend and your life. This week we're going to talk about coming full circle. Now last week we spoke about gratitude and appreciation and vices that we sometimes have. And vices we actually spoke about 2 weeks ago as well. Now over the past week, my family and I have been dealing with my father's funeral and all the arrangements that go with that. And one of the things that we've also done is all of us literally have come back to our childhood home during this process. And many times I hear of people who want to get the heck out of Dodge after they graduate high school or whatnot and move away and explore the world and have an adventure and seek happiness that way. And sometimes happiness really is back where you came from and back where you started. And that's one of the things that I discovered this week is coming back to my roots, coming back to my childhood home, coming back to those things that really I ran away from when I was a kid. When I graduated high school, I was 17 and went off into the service. And after I went off into the service, I really just stayed away. I chose to move to various states and stay there and not come home and not move home. Even though every time I came home to visit, everybody was like, "Oh, you need to stay. You need to come and move back here and whatnot." And I felt uncomfortable. I felt dissonant energy in my body, and I felt that there just was something that just wasn't right. Well, if you go back and watch any of my videos or listen to any of my What's Up Wednesday calls, you know that I recommend sitting with dissonant energy or sitting with uncomfortable energy to find out why it's uncomfortable so that you can grow and learn from it. And that's something this week that I've done is allowed myself to sit with the discomfort, to sit with my preconceived notions and expectations of myself as well as other people. And it's so easy in a large family or even in a small family and in other relationships that we have in our life, whether it's with a coworker, a boss, a friend, a partner, whomever. It's really easy to fall into what's expected of us based on our role in that particular situation. With myself, I have a lot of siblings, and so it's very easy for us to kind of slip into our perceived roles and expectations. And one of the things that I discovered last week during the affirmation, gratitude and appreciation time that I had with my family is frequently I kept hearing how inspiring my life has been to them because I constantly reinvent myself. And I didn't really think that I did until I actually stopped and sat and was like, that is true. Yes, it is true. Because if something doesn't resonate with me, I go with what does resonate with me. And some could perceive that as reinventing yourself. And, I don't like this, so I'm going to do this now. And, okay, yeah, so I've changed. And a lot of people say, well, people don't change. And I believe that all people do is change. And it's our preconceived notions that don't change. But we can change our preconceived notions. So anyway, so allowing myself to live in a state of gratitude and to live in a state of appreciation and be able to come back home, literally and metaphorically, and look at those things that I've been running away from all these years, to look at that source of discomfort in my life, and to look at that source of dissonance, and to look at those things that I've been afraid to deal with or really just don't want to deal with. And allowing myself to look at the pettiness of a lot of it, and to look at the source of the pettiness, and to look at how I'm choosing to react or respond to the pettiness, or those various facets of life that have felt dissonant and have felt uncomfortable and have felt, just not a very good, healthy, clear feeling. And the more that I sit with it, the more clarity I get with it, which obviously comes a huge aha moments and relief and freedom and everything in between. And, you know, this past week, dealing with my father's death and dealing with the funeral arrangements and all these other things, it was very easy to see and watch all of us get to the edge, really to get to the edge emotionally and physically and spiritually and mentally. You know, a lot of us were going on very few hours of sleep every night, and because there was so much to do. And Sunday evening, when all of us were sitting around the table writing out the thank you cards, every one of us came to the edge at one point or another and almost lost it, and then we pulled back. And then another one of us came to the edge and almost lost it, and then we pulled back. Because what happened was, during this week, we realized that every single one of us is so unique and has so many different little quirks and idiosyncrasies, and we're imperfectly perfect. And that when we come together, we fit together so beautifully as a family. And we started to begin to hold sacred space for each other in our time of chaos, in our time of sadness, in our time of grief, in our time of joy. I mean, you know, over this past week, I've sobbed so hard I couldn't breathe, and I've also laughed so hard I couldn't breathe, and everything in between. And allowing myself to really and literally and metaphorically come home to my childhood home and feel the discomfort and feel the pain and feel the joy and feel everything that comes with a death and a rebirth. My sister is pregnant, and so this is a huge time with all these mixed emotions, but allowing myself to come back and feel this huge gamut of emotions and allow myself to feel, I mean really truly feel what it means to accept a death and accept a new life getting ready to come into the world, and to feel the discombobulation that comes with those transitions, and to just feel the truth of everyone, and to honor and recognize that truth, and know that each single one of us has a purpose, and each single one of us has a gift. And if we can learn from those gifts of others, whether it's through direct teaching or through observation, that is when we can really truly become this well-rounded person, and this person that feels fulfilled. I mean, this week has been so, I felt like I've been through boot camp again, really. And for those of you who don't know, I was in the Marine Corps, and boot camp was very exhausting. It was just energetically and physically and spiritually draining. And this week has felt this way, but at the end you feel on top of the world. You know, and this week, that is what I feel like. I feel so clear in so many choices and so many decisions in my life. So this week, I challenge you. I really, truly challenge you to look at where you are. Look at your life in a sense of gratitude and appreciation, okay? And then I want you to look at where you've come from. Look at those things that you've been running away from in your life. Look at all those little petty things that you choose to avoid because you view them as petty, okay? Then allow yourself to look at those times that you get to the edge in life, and then you pull yourself back because you know that there's a reason why certain people are going through certain things, and you know that there's a reason why you're going through some of the things that you're going through. And then when you allow yourself to feel yourself coming to the edge and you pull back, allow yourself to think about that full circle that you make when you realize that appreciation, the gratitude to where you're at, when you pull back from the edge. And that really truly will allow you to feel an aha moment and to feel that wisdom that comes with feeling your feelings and feeling out the situations that you've been avoiding, and feeling and searching and looking through those things that you have been choosing to run away from, whether it's one big situation or a lot of little tiny ones. But most of us at one time or another run away from stuff because it's the easiest thing to do at the time. But then finally you get to a point in life when the easiest thing to do is to really just deal with it and face it and feel it. And when you feel it, That's when you become fearlessly inspired. Well, I hope you have a fabulous week. If you love this video, please share it with your friends on Facebook and Twitter, and give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe. Until next week, I'm wishing you a fearlessly inspired day. Mwah! Bye-bye.